we need to convert the physical mechanism into a mathematical equations. Correct? Okay, because when we do the analysis, we need to make use of the mathematics. So what basically the concept of the vector loop closed equation is we try to represent a mechanism, a physical mechanism, by a vector closed loop. And then after that, we can write a mathematical equation for the vector closed loop, right? And then from there, we can do the mathematical analysis of the mechanism, the motion of the mechanism, right? Okay, so basically, the whole idea is to analyze the motion of the mechanism. We have to convert it, the physical mechanism, into a mathematical problem, right? So how do we do that? It's quite straightforward. Basically, the idea is we try to represent every single link as a vector. So take an example, this is a link, right? Okay, we try to represent this link by a vector. We know vector has both magnitude and orientation angle, right? Direction. So basically, to determine the location of a mechanism, a link, is the same thing. We need to know the magnitude and also the direction. Okay, so what we do is if you have a link here, we represent this link by a vector. And then this one is another link, link 3, correct? So we represent this link by another vector, right? And then this is link 4. For link 4 is a curved beam, right? Okay, but actually for a link, the most important thing is the location of the joint, right? So we never draw a curved vector. So we just draw a vector from this joint to this joint to represent this link. Okay, so we draw another vector to represent this link. Because once we determine the location of this vector, the location of the curved beam is determined, right? Okay. And then after that, in order to write a mathematical equation for the vectors, we have to close the vector loop. So we draw one vector here, one vector here, one vector here. Then in theory, we can draw another vector from here to here, from the end point to the starting point to close the loop, right? Okay. But normally, because when we have a vector equation later on, you will see, we will resolve the vector equation into x components and y components, right? Okay. So instead of we directly close the vector loop, use this vector, we just simply do a horizontal vector, vertical, to make it easier. Right? But if you insist, you want to draw a vector from here to close the loop, that is fine, perfectly okay, right? Because when you draw a vector from here to here, later on when you resolve this vector into x components, y components, basically will be horizontal, vertical, same thing, right? Okay, so now you can say, after we represent each of the link by a vector, right? Then we have a vector closed loop, correct? Okay. Now you can say for this vector closed loop, we can write a mathematical equation, correct? To represent this vector loop. You can see this is a vector R1, vector R2, vector R3 plus vector R4 will be equal to vector R5, correct? Okay. So in this way, now you can see, so in this way you can say, we can, from this vector loop, we can write this vector loop equation. R1 vector plus R2 vector plus R3 vector plus R4 vector, because they are in the same flowing direction, right? Equal to R5 vector, correct? Remember, this is a vector equation. Correct. So now you can see originally we have a physical mechanism, right? Now, when we use a vector to represent each of the link, then this physical mechanism becomes a vector loop. And then for this vector loop, we have a mathematical equation. Right? So basically, we convert the physical mechanism into a mathematical problem. Right? Then we can start to do the analysis of the positions of the mechanism. Right? So for this vector equation, we can resolve this one into x components, y components, right? X components basically is the I components. Y components is the J components, right? Alright. So for this resolution to the x, y components, okay. So here, maybe a little draw your attention is the convention. Alright. This is a x. This is a y coordinate, right? And then the unit vector is I, the unit vector is J, correct? Okay. So normally what you do is, if you draw a vector here, this is a vector R1, vector R, right? And then we always use a convention to measure the orientation angle. You always starting from x positive, rotating anti-clockwise to the vector. So that is from here to here. This one we call the orientation angle theta 1 angle, right? If you follow this, basically the x components will be R1 cosine theta 1. Y components will be R1 sine theta 1. Correct? Okay. And this one, if you follow this convention, you can always make use of this for, say, take an example, you have another vector somewhere here. This one you can call it R2 vector. Correct? And then you still measure the orientation angle starting from x positive, right? Rotating anti-clockwise all the way. So now what you do is from here all the way to here. This one is called theta 2, right? Right. If you follow this convention, then this one will be still the same. X components will be R2 cosine theta 2, R2 sine theta 2. You don't need to worry about put a minus sign or plus sign here, because the sine and the cosine will automatically take care of it. Right. So remember, this is the key point. For all this resolved into xy components, you always measure the angle from x positive, rotating anti-clockwise, all the way to the vector. If you make use of this convention to measure the angle, and then your xy components will be always plus r cosine theta plus r sine theta. Because cosine and sine will automatically take care of either it's positive or negative, right? If you don't believe, you can say in the fourth quadrant, this one will be more than 270 degrees, right? Correct. Then your cosine will be positive, sine will be negative, right? Okay. Of course, sometimes if you go measure the angle clockwise, right? Then the angle becomes negative. You put a negative. Say, take an example. If this one is 300 degrees, right? If this one is 300 degrees, right? Then you can also put a minus 60 degrees. It's the same thing. All right, but normally you just follow this. Okay, don't confuse you, right? Okay, so if you follow that, then when you resolve this vector equation into x components, y components, it's very simple. Your x components will be r cosine theta. R cosine theta, right? Your y components will be r sine theta, r sine theta. Correct? Okay, you don't have to worry about positive sign, negative sign. Okay, so at the end, you have this vector equation, then you resolve into x components, you have one equation. This is a scalar equation for the x component, right? Then for the y components, you have another equation, right? Basically, one vector equation represents two scalar equations, correct? Okay, so from these two scalar equations, x component, y component, right? Two equations. How many unknowns you can solve for? Right? In general, if you have two equations, how many unknowns you can solve? Two, right? Very good. So you want to, from this two equations, you can solve for two unknowns. And then when you look at this mechanism, basically there will be only two unknowns when you do the analysis. Okay? So if you look at the question here, basically the question tells you link 2 is the input link, right? Correct. When you have a mechanism, you always have an input link. If the link 2 is an input link, that is this link 2, that means this orientation angle theta 2 is supposed given to you, correct? Okay, if this link 2 is an input link, that means theta 2 is supposed given, right? Okay, so now theta 2 is given. How about R2? R2 is the length of the link 2. Is the length of the link 2 changing? No, it's a constant, right? So R2 is not an unknown, it's given, right? Okay, once the dimension is given, so R2 is a constant. How about R3? R3, you can see this one, the slider is moving. When the mechanism is moving, right? When the mechanism is moving, R2 never change, right? Correct. But the slider is moving, right? So how about R3? So R3 is changing, right? So R3 will be an unknown. Correct? How about theta 3? Theta 3, if you look at the link 2 and link 3, this one is represented as welding. Welding means, you know, this one is like this. So this one is fixed 90 degrees, correct? If theta 2 is given, and this one is always 90 degrees, so you can easily find theta 3, correct? So theta 3 is not an unknown, because once theta 2 is given, you can calculate theta 3 easily, because of this 90 degree, right? So now, so far, only R3 is an unknown, right? How about R4? The length. Does the length change? No, R4 never change, right? How about theta 4? Theta 4 is changing, right? When the mechanism is moving, theta 4 is changing, right? So theta 4 is an unknown, right? So R3 is one unknown, theta 4 is one unknown. Of course, how about R5? R5, this is a ground joint. This one is a constant. Never change, right? Correct. And then this one, constant. So you only have two unknowns for this mechanism analysis. We call it polarization analysis. Okay. The two unknowns, one is R3, another one is theta 4, right? The orientation angle link 4. Okay. In fact, when we do the, maybe I just show you this. If you want to, remember we have this two equation, right? From this two equation, you solve for theta 4, then you solve for R3, basically. Correct? Okay? Yeah. And then suppose theta 2 is given, right? Okay. So now from here, when we do the, what we call the polarization analysis, it happens, theta 2 is given, so you give an input angle. Then from the input angle, you can calculate the R3, you can calculate theta 4, correct? So I give you an example, you can visualize this. So take an example, at the beginning we give the input angle theta 2 equal to 0 degree, right? So when theta 2 equal to 0 degree, you can calculate the R3, theta 4, right? So it's 1 point. And then after that, when the theta 2 change to 5 degree, correct? Then you can calculate another R3 and another theta 4, right? And so another point. Then when the theta 2 change to 10 degree, you have another point, right? So if you plot out the curve, basically it will give you the animation, how the mechanism moves, correct? So that is how it works. Yeah. This is only for the polarization analysis, right? We are only look at it. See, when the theta 2 equal to 5 degree, what will be the polarization of theta 4? What will be the polarization of R3, right? Correct. when it's 10 degree another, then it will be another position, right? Okay. So this is called position analysis. If you want to do the velocity analysis, what do you do? Velocity basically is the differentiation of the position, right? Correct. So basically, if you want to do the velocity analysis, then so this one is what we call as the position equations. If you want to do the velocity analysis, basically you differentiate this equation with respect to the time t. Then you have the velocity, right? And then if you want to do the acceleration analysis, you do one more differentiation, correct? So that will come to the next question. We are going to look at the velocity and acceleration analysis. Okay? So for the first question, any question? Okay, so the whole idea is we represent a physical mechanism by a vector loop, right? And then from the vector loop, we can write the mathematical equation, right? And then from the mathematical equation, we can do the mathematical analysis about the mechanism, right? Okay, so now if we look at this, another example, this is a link 2, link 3, then there's a, we call a double slider, right? You can say there's a one tube here, one tube here, but this slider is like a butterfly, right? This angle is fixed, correct? So you have one tube here, one tube here. This one is one piece, right? And the angle here is fixed, okay? So now you can imagine when link 2 is starting to rotate, right? Then the slider will start to sliding, right? When this slider sliding, then will bring this link 3 to rotate also, correct? Okay. So if we want to do the, we call it kinematics analysis. Kinematics analysis including position, velocity, acceleration. All this we call it kinematics analysis, right? So if we want to do this kinematics analysis, how are we going to do it mathematically? Again, we have to represent this mechanism by a vector loop, right? Correct. So now you can see this one is this one is like a one link, right? So you represent this one by a vector R2, correct? Then you represent this one by another vector R3, right? After that, you must close the loop, right? Then we draw this ground link to close it. All right. So that is a vector R1, R3, R2. So we use this vector loop to represent this physical mechanism. All right. Okay. So maybe now you have one question you want to ask. You say to represent this link 2, link 3, we draw a vector, right? R2, R3, right? How about the direction of the vector? It doesn't matter. Okay? You can choose any direction you draw of the vector. For now, I draw here, goes up, right? If you draw a vector from the up, point down, it's fine. Okay? But when you draw different direction, when you write the vector equation, you must follow what you draw in, right? So your equation will look different, correct? Okay. So in terms of the direction of the vector, you have the freedom to assume whichever direction you like. So now you form a vector loop, correct? Okay. So for this case, if I follow what I draw here, then I can say R1 vector plus R3 vector equal to R2 vector, right? Correct. That will be the equation. Remember, this one is a vector equation, right? Correct. So take an example. If you choose R1 or R2, if you choose R2, the direction is opposite, point downward, right? That is perfectly okay, but your equation will be different. If you draw this one downwards, then you will have R1 plus R3 plus R2 equal to 0. Correct? So you're equal. You just follow that. That is also okay, right? So hopefully you now you know when you represent the link by a vector, the direction of the vector is up to you to draw, right? Okay, but after that you follow your drawing to write the vector equation, right? Okay, so this is a vector equation. Remember, this is a vector equation, right? Then you resolve this one into x components, y components, right? What is the x components? R1 cosine theta 1 plus R3 cosine theta 3 equal to R2 cosine theta 2, right? Correct? Always x cosine, y sine, right? You follow this convention, right? Okay. So if you follow that, then at the end, you will have this x components equation, y components equation, right? Alright. Okay. And after you have the x, y components equation, we said you have two. This one is a two scalar equations. Two scalar equations, how many unknown can solve? Two, right? Alright. Then we are going to identify. So which are the two unknowns? Then according to the question, you say which one is the input link, right? Alright, if you look at the question, say if the link 2 is a input link, say I assume link 2 is an input link, correct? If link 2 is an input link, theta 2 is supposed given to you, correct? So theta 2 is given. Then how about theta 3? Then you have to look at this triangle. This triangle. You can say theta 3 will be equal to theta 2 plus 5, right? Alright. Theta 3 equal to theta 2 plus 5, right? And then this phi angle is this fixed angle, right? Phi is constant. So if theta 2 is given, that means theta 3 you always know, right? Alright. Okay. So then what is the unknown? When this mechanism is moving, you can say R2, because the slider is sliding, right? So R2 will change, correct? So R2 is one unknown. How about R3? R3 is also moving, it's changing, right? So R3 is unknown. So basically for this, then you have two unknowns. The two unknowns are R3, R2, right? Correct. So from the two equations, you can solve for R3 and R2, right? That is unknown, right? Okay. So remember for this case, you have R3 equal to R2 plus phi, right? And then the phi is a constant angle, right? Correct. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so again, you try to bear in mind what we are trying to do is we try to convert a physical mechanism into a mathematical problem, correct? By making use of the vector closed loop, right? Correct. Basically, you convert a physical thing into a mathematical language, right? Correct. Mathematical equations. Okay, so this is what we call a Parsetsian analysis. And then the question now asks us to do more. We also need to do the velocity analysis and the acceleration analysis of the mechanism, right? How to do that? So for velocity, very simple. Basically, you differentiate this equation with respect to time t, correct? When you differentiate a Parsetsian against the time t, it will give you the velocity, right? And then when you have a rotation angle, if you differentiation, it will give you angular velocity, correct? Okay, so this is the x components, you differentiate with respect to time. Y components differentiate with respect to time. Then you have two velocity equations, right? Okay, so now to do the differentiation, you need to recall what you have learned in the mathematics, right? So take an example. Now we see you have a r cosine theta, right? Correct. See r cosine theta 1, r cosine theta 2. Correct. We say r cosine theta. Then you have to differentiate this one with respect to the time t, right? dr cosine theta dt, right? Correct. So what is the result? Differentiate. You use a chain rule, right? How? Can you remember? First of all, you have to differentiate r, right? Correct. So you have a dr dt, right? Correct. Times cosine theta. Correct. Then after that, you have to differentiate cosine theta, right? Then plus, correct, r log not changing. Then you have to d cosine theta dt, right? d cosine theta dt becomes what? Becomes minus sine theta, right? Correct. And then now this one is theta. Then you have to differentiate theta over respect to time t, right? Then you have to time d theta over dt, right? Correct. So after this is a differentiation. After this, can you relate these terms quickly? What is dr d theta dt? That is the angular velocity omega, right? What is dr dt? dr dt basically is the distance here, right? It's like a sliding velocity, correct? So this one basically is a sliding velocity, right? Okay, so basically you do the differentiation of that from this equation. This is a polarization equation. You do the differentiation. Of course, for R1, theta 1 is very simple because R1 is constant. Correct. Theta 1 is 0 degree. Correct. Then is easy. But for R3, R2, then you will have all this. So R3 dot. This one, dr dt basically, sometimes we just write it there, r dot. Correct? Okay, basically it's the sliding velocity. Right? So originally you have this polarization equation, x components, y components. Now you differentiate, you have this velocity equation, x components, y components. Correct? Okay, and then now for the velocity equation, x, y components, two equations. Correct? How many unknowns you can solve? Also can solve for two unknowns, right? Alright, what are the unknowns? Basically, is the dr2 dt, dr3 dt, right? R2 dot, R3 dot. Is a sliding velocity, right? Of the slider along link 2, sliding velocity along the link 3, right? Okay. So if you look at this, basically R2 dot dt, R2 dot basically is a sliding velocity along here. R3 dot is sliding velocity along this line, right? Okay. And this one, we put our omega 2 equal to omega 3. Why? Oh, this one, sorry. I write the wrong. This one should be theta 3 equal to theta 2, right? So theta 3 equal to theta 2 plus 5, right? Alright. If you differentiate this one, then what do you have? Theta 3 differentiate becomes what? Omega 3. This one, omega 2. This one differentiate. This one is a constant. Differentiate becomes what? 0. Alright. So basically omega 2 equal to omega 3, right? Okay. So this is what we call a velocity equation, right? So from the velocity equation, you can solve for R2 dot, R3 dot, this sliding velocity. And then if you want to do the acceleration analysis, what do you do? Then you differentiate the velocity equation one more time. Alright? Well, then this one when you differentiate, a lot of more tedious, because this one you have 2 terms here, this one you have 3 terms here, correct? When you differentiate that, then you will have 3 separate terms, right? Okay, so at the end, maybe I will not go through the detail, later you try to practice that. You differentiate this one, then you will have R3 double dot. Then you will have alpha 3. You still have R3 dot, you have omega 3, then you have omega 3 squared. Correct? R3 double dot. R double dot means what? R double dot means you differentiate this one more time, right? So basically it's a sliding acceleration. Correct? Okay. What is alpha? What is alpha? Basically, when you differentiate the angular velocity, d omega dt, angular velocity differentiate becomes what? Angular acceleration by alpha. Alright. Okay. So that is how you expand this differentiation. Then you have a lot of terms. Correct. Luckily, up to acceleration, we don't need to differentiate again, right? Okay. So this is an x component. This is a y component. Alright. Then again, you have 2 equations, right? From these 2 equations, you can solve for 2 unknowns. What are the 2 unknowns? R2 double dot, R3 double dot. So basically, it's a sliding acceleration, right? Of the slider along R2, R3. Correct? Okay. So now if you look at this equation, what do you have? R omega squared. What is R omega squared? Last time when you use the graphic method to draw, right? Omega squared, what is that? Normal acceleration, correct? Basically, this is a normal acceleration part, right? What is alpha 3? What is alpha R? R alpha? Tangential acceleration, right? Correct? Okay, so you have a tangential acceleration alpha R. Then you have an extra term R dot velocity. Basically, R dot is a sliding velocity times omega. This one is more complicated. It's called a Coriolis acceleration. Right? In the graphic method, you never come across this because it's maybe too much. Okay. So basically, this is a mathematical method, or we call it analytical method to do the kinematics analysis. Basically, to do the position analysis, velocity analysis, acceleration analysis, we use the analytical method. All right. Basically, you solve the equation, right? So in theory, if you use a graphic method or you use an analytic method, you must get the same answer. Correct? Okay. But normally, when people in the engineering field, if they really work on this one, they always use the analytic method because there are some commercial software available, so they can just solve the equation. Correct? The graphic method normally is not very practical to solve problem, but it's very good for you to understand the concept of what is a normal acceleration, what is a tangential acceleration, what is a Coriolis acceleration, all this. Right? So that is why you needed to do the graphic method. Basically, you try to really understand the concept. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? All right. Yes. Omega 3, just what I mentioned to you, this one here. This is the relationship, right? You differentiate, then d phi dt basically equals 0, because phi is a constant. Correct? Yeah. Alpha is the same thing, you differentiate one more time. So alpha to equal to alpha. Very good. Okay, any other question? No? Okay, so after this, the other questions are very straightforward. So now this one you have an offset, a slider, quantum mechanism, you have a crank, connector rod, slider here. Correct? Okay. To draw a vector loop and write the vector loop equation. basically you represent this one, equal one vector, then connecting node one vector. After that you close the loop, right? Close the loop very simple. You just use one horizontal, one vertical, correct? If you directly draw a vector from point A to point C, draw one vector to close, it's fine. At the end, when you resolve into x, y components are same thing, correct? Okay. So what is the direction of the vector? It's up to you to draw, right? But when you write the equation, you must follow what you're drawing, right? Okay. So now if you look at here, this one R1 plus R2 plus R3 equal to R4, correct? This one will be the vector loop equation for this vector loop. And then now we use this vector loop equation to represent this physical mechanism, correct? Then after that, we can start to do the kinematics analysis of this mechanism, right? Again, which one is the input link? Link 2 is the input link, right? Correct. So if link 2 is the input link, means the theta 2 supposed given to you, right? Okay. And then we are going to identify among this which are the unknowns, basically which are changing when the mechanism is start to move, right? Correct. Okay. How about R2? R2 is the dimension of link 2, right? The length of link 2. Does it change? Never change, right? Correct. Because physically it's a ridge link. So R2 is constant. How about R3? R3 is also constant, right? Correct. How about theta 3? Theta 3 is starting from here all the way to turn here, right? Correct. So when the mechanism starts to move, theta 3 keep changing, right? Correct. So theta 3 is an unknown, right? Okay. How about R4? When the slider sliding, theta 3 is changing, and then R4 is changing, right? Correct. So R4 is unknown. Of course, R1 is constant, because this distance never changes, right? Correct. So basically, the two unknowns, one is theta 3, one is R4, right? Okay. Again, this vector equation you resolve into x components, y components, right? Correct. Two scalar equations, then you can solve for two unknowns, right? One is theta 3, one is R4, right? If you really want to solve these two equations mathematically, these two are, then you have sine theta 3, then you can find cosine theta 3. Then after that, you can solve for R4. Correct? Okay, from these two equations, basically you can solve this, right? But this one is not really important, because normally we don't use manually to solve these equations. It's quite tedious of this equation. Normally, we use the computer software to solve those trigonometry equations, right? Okay, but you have this concept. One vector equation becomes two scalar equations, x components, y components, right? Then from these two equations, you can solve for two mathematically, right? Okay. Yeah. So that is about the vector closed loop, right? Okay. Repeating. Oh, so this is called polarization analysis, right? If you want to do the velocity analysis, what do you do? Differentiate, right? On the acceleration analysis, differentiate one more time, correct? So it's a bit tedious, huh? Okay. Then the last question. We have this mechanism. You can visualize this mechanism. This one basically is a T-shaped link, right? It's something like this, correct? This is one piece up. This one is like a welding, correct? This one is like a welding. So this one is one piece, and this whole thing is move up and down, right? T-shape, okay? So you can see this one, when link 2 is rotating, if link 2 is rotating up, then this one will go to the right, and then this slider is going to slide, and then at the same time it will lift this link 4 upwards, right? Alright, so this one up and down, right? Okay. So how do we represent this mechanism by making use of a vector closed loop? Then you say this is one link, right? So you represent that link by one vector, R2, right? What is the direction of vector? It's up to you to draw. Correct? But you represent this one by a vector. Then this one is another vector. correct? Then after that, we are going to close a loop, right? If you directly draw a vector to close, it's fine. But normally what we do is draw a vertical, horizontal, right? To close it. What is the direction? It's up to you to assume. Correct? Then once you have this vector loop, then you can write the vector loop equation, right? Correct? So what is the vector loop equation for this vector? You say R1 follow R2 follow R3, so it's R1 plus R2 plus R3 equal to R4, right? Correct? That is a vector loop equation. From the vector loop equation, then you can resolve this one into x components, correct? Y components, right? X components basically is I, Y components is J, right? Okay, so you have two scalar equations. Solve for two unknowns, right? Correct? If you look at this mechanism, again, the equation must tell you which one is the input link, right? So the equation tells you link 2 is the input link, right? That means link 2 is input link. That means this theta 2 is measured from here all the way up to here, right? Correct. So theta 2 is given, right? If theta 2 is given, how about R2? R2 change or not? Never change, right? Correct. The length of the link of link 2 never change. How about R3? When the slider is sliding, R3 keep changing, right? Correct. R3 is an unknown. How about R4? This one up and down, right? So R4 is also changing, correct? So R3 is an unknown, R4 is an unknown. How about R1? R1 is constant up. This one is always here, this one is always here. This distance never change, right? Correct? Okay? So basically, for this one, you have two unknowns. One is R3, one is R4. Correct? Okay? So how it works? Again, you just imagine if you really use a computer to do the animation, right? Correct? About the motion of this mechanism. So R2 is the input, right? So normally what I do is in the computer software, you give a first initial theta 2. Theta 2 equals 0 degree, right? Then you can calculate R3, R4. You have 1 point, right? Then you change the theta equal to 5 degree, right? Then you can calculate another R3, R4, right? Theta equal to 10 degree, another R3, R4, right? Correct. So until 360 degrees, take an example, right? Then you can just plot out respect to the input angle theta 2, right? How the R3, R4 moves, basically. Correct. That is how it works, right? Okay. And then if you want to calculate velocity, you differentiate. Then you differentiate, then you have two unknowns. That is R3 dot, R4 dot. R3 dot means the sliding velocity of the slider. R4 dot basically is the sliding velocity of the T link, right? Correct. Acceleration, you differentiate one more time. Then you have R3 dot dot, R4 dot dot, right? Okay. Is that okay? Any question? No? Hopefully now you have this idea. Basically the whole concept, maybe I'll recap it, right? You have a physical mechanism, right? Correct. When you do a kinematics analysis, like a velocity, acceleration, position, right? You have to convert the physical mechanism into a mathematical equation, correct? Otherwise, how I will analyze it, right? So how we do the conversion? We make use of the vector closed loop, correct? So we represent each link by a vector. And then after that, you draw each of the link as a vector, then you form a vector closed loop, right? Once you have a vector closed loop, then you can write an equation, mathematical equation, right? And this is a vector equation. You have to resolve into x components, y components, becomes a scalar equations, right? Then from the scalar equations, you can solve for the unknowns, correct? Okay, so that is the whole idea. This is for position. For velocity, you just differentiate respect to time t, right? For acceleration, you differentiate one more time, correct? So it works. And so far, all the tutorial questions here we show you is a very simple mechanism. You only have one vector loop, right? Correct. Normally it's a 4-bar linkage mechanism. Sometimes you have a very complex mechanism, maybe six links, right? And then if you use only one vector loop, it's not sufficient. You may need two vector loop to represent the whole mechanism, right? If you have two vector loop, never mind, just draw two vector loop, right? Each vector loop you can have one equation, right? Correct. So for one vector equation, you can have how many scalar equations? X, Y, two scalar equations, right? So if you have two vector equations, then you will have four scalar equations, correct? Okay, and then basically you can solve for four unknowns, right? So this one is just for your information, right? So if you have more than one vector loop, then you just draw more than one vector loop, right? But normally 4 bar linkage, one vector loop is enough, right? Okay. Sometimes if you have 6 bar linkage mechanism, one vector loop is not sufficient. Okay. You have to do two vector equations. Two vector equations resolve into x, y components, you have 4 scalar equations, right? Correct. Okay? And all the kinematics analysis or animation software are based on this. That is the theory behind it. Okay? Okay. Any question? No? Yes.
Do we need to know the step 3 to step 5?
Oh, this one is in terms of the solution.
Yeah, do we need to
In general, no need.
Okay.
In general, no need. Because normally it's very tedious and also it's not useful. Because manually you solve it. After that, it will be very difficult to calculate. Because every point you must calculate one time. So, yeah. And normally, the equation have a lot of trigonometry function, right? Okay. The main thing is you know how to write the vector equation, how to draw the vector loop, how to write the vector loop equation, how to resolve the x, y component. Correct? Okay. Any other question? Yes.
How are we going to identify the direction of vectors?
Just now I mentioned to you, it's up to you.
But if the direction wrong, is it the answer also wrong?
There's no wrong or right, because you have the freedom, democracy. Okay, so take an example. Take an example. If you draw the vector, this one, right? You draw this one up, correct? Opposite direction, right? It's fine. You are right, 100% correct, right? But when you write the equation up, then you will say if this one goes up, right? Goes like this, then you say. Then you have a R3 minus R4 plus R1 minus R2 equal to 0. Correct. So your equation will be different from this. Then after that you resolve into xy components will be also different. Yeah, it's fine. That is also correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the direction you have the complete freedom. So long you must form a closed loop. That's it. Correct. And then you follow your closed loop, write your equation. Correct. Okay? Very good. Any more questions? No? Okay, so hope you are enjoy the rest of the subject. Okay? Hope you, maybe you wait for a while, hope you must be here. He will give you a review about the